This week in gaming, we got some big updates about future Battlefield 6 content. Halo Campaign Evolved launched to an insanely divided reaction from fans, who saw that one coming. Xbox's unhinged antics continue, and much more. DICE has finally confirmed when we'll be getting some upcoming features for Battlefield 6. Proximity Chat will arrive to Battlefield Labs with the Phase 3 update on September 15th. It's unclear how long it'll stay in Labs before it makes it to the main build for everybody to enjoy. The September update will also introduce the Phantom program to RedSec. It sounds like it'll be an event where players can unlock new cosmetic items by completing Easter eggs. Now, Season 5 doesn't have a firm release date yet, but DICE confirmed some new features that will launch alongside it. The much anticipated server browser will launch with the Phase 3 update for Season 5. Matchmaking improvements are also in the works. Recently, players have been very upset that select modes, including King of the Hill and Squad Deathmatch, have been removed as matchmaking options. Now, the upcoming feature Platoons, which will basically let players create in-game groups, will also launch during Phase 3 of Season 5. Multiplayer leaderboards and ranked mode for multiplayer are scheduled for Season 5, but they don't have a release window yet. It sounds like Season 5 could be a massive update for the game. DICE are launching 3 new maps with this season, alongside reworks of New Sobek City and Blackwell Fields. 2 of the new maps will be large-scale experiences, and 1 will be more infantry-focused. All that said, the real question is, what comes after Season 5? EA has made a big deal about turning the Battlefield franchise into this massive live service platform with multiple games overlapping with each other, but so far they haven't confirmed if Season 6 is happening or if the game will continue getting live service updates next year. This week, we learned that EA CEO Andrew Wilson got a $38 million bonus, in part thanks to the wild success of Battlefield 6, but many of the developers that worked on BF6 were also laid off. Before Battlefield 6 even launched, Ridgeline, an entire studio dedicated to creating narrative content for the franchise, was shut down by EA. And also this week, EA confirmed their buyout by Saudi Arabia has cleared all of its required regulatory reviews and will finalize on August 4th. Clearly, there's a lot of things up in the air for Battlefield right now, and we're just gonna have to see where it all shakes out. Halo Campaign Evolved has launched to a very polarizing reception. In some areas, the remake of the iconic first Halo game is very impressive. The outdoor areas look stunning, and the additions of features like sprinting and vehicle hijacking added even more variety to the game's sandbox. But interior spaces, cutscenes, and the original content Halo Studios created for the remake have fallen flat for many players. Performance is also a bit of a mixed bag, as the game is demanding, though a decently optimized experience is possible with sensible settings. Right now, the game has a mixed review score on Steam, and many reviews lament the lack of a remade PvP multiplayer experience on top of the complaints mentioned already. Campaign Evolved has also peaked at the lowest concurrent player count for any release of the franchise on Steam. It hit 25,000 players on launch, which is lower than Halo 4's launch as part of the Halo Master Chief Collection, which hit 29,000 players. A big factor is probably the high price tag. At $50, it's $10 more expensive than the entire Master Chief Collection, which included all of Bungie's entries in the franchise plus Halo 4, with multiplayer intact as well. Now, on a personal note, I really enjoyed playing through the campaign, and I'm happy that it has co-op, but I also brought up in my first impressions that I thought the price for a single player only remaster of the first Halo game was a bit steep. STALKER 2's first expansion and engine upgrade finally have a release date. Cost of Hope launches on August 20th. It includes a brand new story campaign that further expands the game's narrative with new areas to explore, plus new enemies and weapons. Alongside the DLC, a massive free update for the game is also launching that will upgrade the game to Unreal Engine version 5.5.4 that should bring some major optimizations and make it run better for most players. Pricing for Cost of Hope hasn't been announced yet. We got 2 big announcements for the God of War franchise this week. The next game in the series, God of War Leve, had its release date confirmed for February 16th, 2027. The game will focus on Kratos' wife as she battles her way through an afterlife featuring several areas and cultures. Alongside the announcement, the developers also confirmed that the next God of War game after Leve is already in development and will directly connect to the events of the previous game. That game will bring the focus back to Kratos as the main playable character. Krafton is apparently eyeing Subnautica as its next franchise IP. They announced that Subnautica 2 has crossed 5 million units sold since it launched in May. Based on these strong sales, they said they're committed to getting the game out of early access and will be developing Subnautica into a franchise of games. And while it's unclear what that really means, it sounds like you can expect more spin-offs and sequels following the retail launch of Subnautica 2. A multiplayer mod for The Last of Us Part 2 just got a major update. The mod's developers shared an update on social media showing 4v4 PvP gameplay. Until now, the mod was limited to 1v1 matches. The devs are currently aiming to make the mod public in September. It'll offer a custom main menu, matchmaking, loadout customization, multiple maps, and more. Unfortunately, as is the case with many mods, it'll only be available on PC. Naughty Dog publicly canceled their planned Last of Us multiplayer title in late 2023. It sounds like Gears of War E-Day is going against current live service trends. The devs did a preview of the upcoming game's multiplayer modes and said it's a return to old school. They said it won't offer a battle pass, gimmicks, or bullshit. E-Day is the next major entry in the Legacy franchise and will offer both PvE and PvP modes. It'll launch with 60 unlockable characters, plus free maps, modes, and cosmetics that will be added across 5 seasons of planned content. In console-centric news, both PlayStation and Xbox seem to be getting up to their old antics. PlayStation's parent company, Sony, finally responded to criticism of them announcing the end of physical discs to their games starting in early 2028. They say despite the concerns many gamers have expressed, they're going to cautiously move forward with the plan. Sony says they don't expect there will be any negative impact on our business by ending physical game sales. And of course, it wouldn't be an episode of This Week in Gaming without an Xbox executive saying something completely baffling about the state of the company. Xbox CEO Asha Sharma announced on Twitter that Xbox's business failed to grow during Microsoft's 2026 fiscal year, despite supposedly adding more than 200 million new players. Her comments followed those of Microsoft CEO, saying that he expects the gaming division to return to growth during the company's 2027 fiscal year. Microsoft's financial report paints a much less encouraging picture. Xbox revenue fell by $1.7 billion, or 7%, compared with the previous year, driven at least partially by a 29% decline in console sales. In our final story this week, a massive update for Squad's Galactic Contention mod is going live today. This is a total overhaul mod that turns the game into the tactical Battlefront experience FPS gamers have been dreaming of. The update essentially rebuilds the mod to support Squad's UE5 update that launched not too long ago. It's probably going live around when this video is published, so I can't give you any sort of review or comment on the reception. But just based on the trailer, it seems like a major second win for the mod that could revitalize its development and lead to more updates in the future. Next up, if you want to see my first impressions on Halo Campaign Evolved and the incredible graphics at 4K resolution, check out this video here. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. This is Level Cap signing off.